Good evening, guys. What's up? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar, back at it again. Shout outs to the platform. Shout outs to all of our subscribers, guys. The channel is exploding right now. We have just passed 4,500 subscribers in about a week's time. We've had over 1,000 subscribers. It's just amazing. I want to welcome all you guys to the platform. Anybody who's viewing me who's not yet sub, please make sure that you do. Okay. I also want to give a special shout out to the customers of the Afrikansuperstar.com. Please make sure you check out the website. It's scrolling across the bottom, www.theafrikansuperstar.com. Shout outs to our members only who get access to behind the scenes vlogs and early releases on my music and other behind the scenes. And they support our channel on a monthly basis. So shout out to them and any of you guys that want to contribute on a monthly basis to our platform. Join our members only. And last but not least, those of you that are supporters of the African Superstar Music Project. Yes. Thanks all of you for purchasing my recent EP, For Every Action There's a Reaction. Continue to stream my music, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and you will be obviously updated when new releases are made available. Shout out to the family. What's up, guys? If you're here, you already know the protocols. Today I had a very long day. I actually went to Kumasi for the day and spent some time with a family member here in Ghana. We went to Kumasi to visit with her niece, and we had a lovely visit, and it was a nice, ride, and lots of things to see, and it was a really nice day. But this is a topic that I want to raise in lieu of some recent events that have been going on here. It's not a surprise to me that with all the hype surrounding coming to Africa, migrating back, living here, all of this, it's no surprise to me that there are going to be people from our community that try to discourage this movement. There are going to be people that take every negative instance and illuminate it. There's going to be people that make up stories, make up lies. There's going to be people that try to stir up drama and create a rift between those coming and those residing here. And to that I want to say, if Ghana is not your cup of tea, if you think the hype is too much, or you don't like Ghana, you think the cost of living is too much, or you don't like the food, or you don't get along with the people, or you're worried about YouTube stories and tales, I just want to inform you that there are lots of other countries to explore. The fact of the matter is the diaspora should have an interest in the continent at large, not just Ghana. Ghana is one country out of 54 countries on this continent. You have so much variety of where you want to be, based on your religion, you have options. Based on the language, that you are interested in speaking or do speak. You've got English-speaking countries. You got French-speaking countries. You got Portuguese-speaking countries. You got Arab, Arab influences and whatnot. Then you have all the local languages: Swahili, Yoruba, Igbo, Tree, Zulu. You know what I mean? Rwandese. You got all these different options to be at. You can choose city living. You can choose rural living. You can choose East Africa, West Africa, North Africa, South Africa. If, for instance, Ghana is not your cup of tea, it's not a good fit for you, you have so many other options. Being derogatory, being negative is unnecessary. It's kind of like the person who has broken up with their previous relationship and now they have a new relationship, and all they can talk about in that new relationship is what happened in the previous relationship. It's not compulsory for you to like Ghana. Okay? It may not be a fit for all of you, especially if you're not a world traveler, especially if you're not open-minded, especially if you have no knowledge or no willingness to learn. One thing I can say about Ghana that I particularly love, and it can be looked at maybe as a vice as well, is their openness. Ghanaians are calm, Ghanaians are tolerant, Ghanaians are friendly, they're welcoming. That's one of the reasons that many, many foreigners are coming here. It's amazing. However, some people can't really handle the community aspect here on the continent. They need a different vibe. And it's not compulsory for you to convey why you don't like Ghana. Who are you answering to? And it's quite ironic, in my opinion, that some of these very large YouTubers that have a lot of they have a lot of smoke for Ghana. Okay. Always talking about it's not this and it's not that and it's not their favorite country. They stay in Ghana. They stay coming here, stay traveling here, stay making videos here. And I'm thinking what an oxymoron. What an oxymoron that this country, you don't like it, you have all this venom, you have all these problems. I encourage my audience naturally to see through these destructive practices. Okay. Whatever's happening here on the continent does not change the fact of the reality that many of us are facing in America. Okay. Whatever is happening here on the continent in various countries, it doesn't alleviate what goes on over there. You know what I mean? Still got the racism, still got the violence, still got the chemically modified food. Still, now you got these chemical situations. They're literally poisoning the water sources and the air. Okay. That is going to have significant effects on your health, your mental well-being, and everything. The longevity of your life. Okay. You are facing very severe challenges in the West, period, especially America. And my thing is that look at this movement in a broader spectrum. Many of us are moving for safety reasons. Many of us are moving for longevity reasons or legacy reasons or the next generation. That means we shouldn't be deterred by some sob stories that are happening wherever we go. It's quite natural that it's going to happen. Shout out to the African Superstar family. I can't read that name. It looks like it's some hieroglyphics. Thank you so much. Big shout out to the family. Mr. Hieroglyphics, I appreciate you for that super chat. Do like the hieroglyphics and support the stream. If you don't like Ghana, you don't like Nigeria, you go there, it's not your cup of tea. You don't like Kenya. Our people have this disgusting habit, in my opinion, of always trying to pit this against that. You know what I mean? Oh, well, I don't like those shoes. I don't like this country. I don't like that music, and I don't like this and that. So what? You don't like Ghana? There's millions of people that are here. There are thousands of diasporans that love Ghana. Or as we say, love Ghana die. Like, I love it to the end of my life. There are people that are making it home, people that are enjoying it. If you don't like it, fine. And quite frankly, as a person who's been coming to Ghana for years, a person who's been interested in Ghana for years, a lot of this foreign activity, I wish it was dispersed around the continent. You know what I mean? There are other countries that need your love too. There are other countries that can appreciate maybe potentially the business options that you're bringing. There's other countries that boast better qualities of living and, just less gentrification, because quite frankly, with the influx of foreigners comes gentrification, comes a higher cost of living. It's going to come with more crime. Let's just face it. People from the West, that's how they get down a lot of times. That's their perspective when situations come. That's their measure of problem resolution. More of them coming, they're going to bring some of their issues with them. It's a fact. So other countries are probably offering less of that because other countries are not as popular as Ghana. And that's how I know that some people are, as they're called, agents. Because a mature person will say, hey, look, there's good and bad about every place. There's good and bad about every situation. They wouldn't take it out to give so much of their personal opinion about how they feel about this and that and the other, realistically. You know, when I, for instance, talk about the UK or I talk about America, in as much you guys know I was not happy with my quality of life, I come with a laundry list of facts. I come with a lot of examples of the reasons why I've come to the conclusion that I've come to. I don't just come out and say, oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, I don't like it, and I feel like you guys should also be mindful. No, I talk about the specific reasons as to why I came to that conclusion. Shout outs to the family, guys. I'm going to do shout outs. If you're in the room, make your presence be known. If you don't like Ghana, huh? And some of you guys on my channel, some of you guys are agents as well, I know. Because any negative video that comes up about Ghana, you're sending it in my email box. Listen, don't tell me the negative things about Ghana because I live here. Okay? And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be real honest and candid with you. I kind of look down on some of those situations because a lot of those situations, I look at the people involved and I think, how are you partially responsible? What did you do to set this stage? You know what I mean? Because for all the many, many, many diasporans that are now settling here on the continent, we hear these sob stories every now and then. We can't even, you know, if we were to try to measure how many diasporans are negatively affected here on this continent by various things, what would be that probability? Would you say it was 50%? Would you say it was 70%? I would say that the majority of disgruntled diasporians or diasporians experiencing problems or, you know, this and that, probably, you know, maybe less than 20% of those that are coming here. The overwhelming majority love Ghana, sing its praises. But because we do that, the adversary's got to also come and rebut that. You know, they're always reaching, they're always digging, they're always investigating for something negative to try to disregard whatever it is that we're saying. You know, but my challenge to them is, if, for instance, you dislike Ghana, why are you here with all the other options? Why are you still involved? Why are you still here? Why are you still making media? Why are you still talking about it? Go find another place. Go to Madagascar. Go to Seychelles. Go to Cape Verde. Go to Egypt. Go to Senegal, Congo, you know, the Sudan. Go to Mozambique. Go to Zim. Go to Zambia. Go to Nigeria. So many options. Go to Sierra Leone. Go to Togo. Go to Benin. Go to Cameroon. You have 50, you know, something extra options if Ghana's not your fit. And, you know, I've told my audience many times what I actually did before I settled on Ghana. Now, my first trip to Ghana, I knew. And again, I have already been associated with the Ghanaian community all the way back to Columbus, Ohio, when I was still living stateside. That's when I started being a part of the Ghanaian community. So by the time I moved here and traveled here, I was very well versed, you know, in many, many things. So coming here wasn't awkward for me at all. But once I had made that position, you know, again, my friends were talking, oh, well, you don't know, you just made one trip to Ghana, how can you make that assessment? So to prove them wrong, I traveled, I toured the continent. I said, okay, let's go to North Africa. I went to Egypt. I said, let's check out more West Africa. I went to Nigeria. I said, let's go to East Africa. I went to Kenya. I went to Tanzania. I went to South Africa. And the conclusion was still the same for my specific needs. You may want different things. You may have a different game plan for your life. That's why it's up to you to find the best suitable fit for you. And it may not be Ghana. I got to say, Ghana now, you know, because of all the attention, things are changing rapidly here. The cost of living is going up. In my particular opinion, it's for the ballers. You know, it's not for the novice people that, you know, have no endurance, have no longevity. It's not going to be for those folks, because right now it's on the high rise, and that makes it competitive, and that makes it, you know, ever changing. And those of us that are resilient, and those of us that can, you know, morph and change and adapt, and those of us that are open-minded, you know, we're the ones that are going to be able to weather these bumps. But some of these bumps is going to totally, you know, just What's the word for that? Disorientate? Yeah, disorientate people, and they wouldn't be able to bounce back. All right, guys, shout out time. Please make sure you like the stream. If you don't like Ghana, you got many other options. Stop slamming Ghana. Stop doing stupid stuff and then slamming Ghana because you did stupid stuff. Huh? How many times do I need to come here and tell you various things? Y'all do it anyway. You guys do stupid stuff. Huh? Is it wise to send money over the internet to people you don't know? First trivia question, guys. Is it wise to send money over the internet to people you don't know? Huh? Land deals, romance scams, business prospects, immigration related stuff. Is it wise? How many times have I told you? How many times have other people told you? But y'all keep doing it, right? Huh? Come here. Don't have your bearings together. Don't have your source of income together. Don't know the demographics of town. Don't know anything. You get scammed. Shout out to Kinganda, representing from Uganda. My family down there. I see you, brother. Thank you so much for that. Look at the money that he sent me. 10,000 Ghana. That looks like big money. I don't know what the conversion is, but thank you. 10,000 Ghana, 10,000 Uganda shillings, I believe. Thank you so much for that. So, facts. Debbie says, it's not wise to send money to people in places you're not familiar with. Hello. But y'all keep doing it. So when you do it, okay, despite all the warnings, then you want to talk about, I got scammed. You know, I made a vlog the other day, and I used the title Scammed in Ghana again. The video is getting lots of views because that's what people want to hear about. They want to hear about, ooh, African superstar got hemmed up. No, I didn't get hemmed up. Hello. Because the advice I give y'all, I take it myself. I don't do dumb stuff. I don't do obviously risky things, such as giving money to strangers, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you come to Ghana, people are going to tell you that they can do this and this service. Okay. Now, in logic, if you're doing business, and me and O'Shea had this conversation just the other day. If somebody comes to you and says, hey, you know, like let's say Jackie, big shout outs to Jackie shouting out our mission statement. I'm about to do shout outs to the family. Thanks for my super chat donors and everybody who's here. Make sure we like the stream, guys. Let's get the thumbs up. We got over 50 of you here. Let's say that Jackie's looking for a photographer. Okay. She's looking for a photographer for, you know, her next birthday party. Okay. And she really wants to make sure she has some really nice quality pictures. Somebody comes up to her and says, yeah, I want to do your pictures. I'm a photographer. Now, the unwise version of Jackie is going to say, okay, great. You know, what's your fees? And come and, you know, do my program. Okay. The wise version of Jackie is going to say, oh, can I check your social media? Do you have any references? You know, do you have a portfolio? I want to see the quality of your work. Huh? Some of us, you know, obviously I'm divorced now, but when you were planning your wedding, ladies, and you were looking for the videography team, you were looking for the photographer, you were looking for the caterer. Okay. You did not just blindly pick somebody for your big day. And that stuff costs a lot of money. You want to go and check out this wedding photographer. You're going to look them up online and see the reviews. You're going to go on YouTube. These are the same exact things that you need to be doing when you are doing business here on the continent. People will promise you a lot of things that they cannot deliver. It's up to you to investigate that track record. If you are a business professional and you are trying to get your team sorted out here, okay? You meet somebody and they're like, yeah, I can do these services for you. Please investigate their track record. Okay. Ask them, oh, have you, you know, do you have a portfolio? Do you have social media? In my personal opinion, how I do business here on the continent, this is an insider tip. Okay. Pro tip. I don't personally do business with anyone who does not come recommended. because of the simple fact that I am affiliated with Ghanaians. Okay, I have Ghanaian friends, both males and females. All right, I have integrated in. When I'm actually personally looking for services, I go to my friends and, friends and family and say, this is what I need. And I look to get a recommendation from them, someone that they have personally done business with. Sometimes they might say, well, I've heard so-and-so does this and this, but I can't personally send you to them because I've never done business. I want someone who has done business so that I can investigate the track record and make sure that we're compatible. That's why your African superstar doesn't have a long laundry list of scam stories. Okay, because I have these safeguards that are in place. But when people come here to the continent and they do dumb stuff, because they do dumb stuff, okay, they don't do their due diligence, and they do things that have historically led others to poor outcomes. Then they get scammed. Then it's a YouTube video. Then it's Instagram. Then it's a TikTok. Oh, Ghanaian people are scammers. I don't trust anybody there. Africans are this. Africans are that. Well, look, if you are an easy mark, anybody's going to take advantage of you. And that's worldwide. That's worldwide. So at least put some safeguards in there that the scammers can't easily get you. You understand as a Westerner, the perception, there are going to be many things that come with you being there. Okay, they're going to think you have a lot of money. They might think you're stupid. They might think you're not up on cultural norms. They may think you don't know the language. Okay, it's up to you to try to, negate some of those things so that you can be successful, because they're going to try it. They're going to try it. Scamming is worldwide. And opportunists are worldwide. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. Guys, are you in the building today? Mr. Hieroglyphics in the building. That's kind of hot, though. I haven't seen anybody else with hieroglyphics as their profile name. So that's pretty memorable. Thank you so much for being here today. What's up, Tuko? I see you there. Big shout outs. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's late. I just got back from Kumasi. And I decided that I'm going to talk about this topic because naturally, anytime there's a negative video, and I'm going to actually call a name, which I rarely do, but there's recently been a video from Go Black to Africa about a land situation that's happening at Cape Coast. And everybody's jumping on the bandwagon and everybody's like, oh my God, the Africans don't want us in Africa. The Ghanaians don't want us there. No, these are your personal sentiments. These are your beliefs. This is what you want. If Ghanaians didn't want us here, all right, a lot more dramatic things would be happening if that's the case. If they didn't really want us here. They do want us here, but they want us here in a certain context. They don't want us coming here causing a lot of drama, making a lot of noise. They don't want us discriminating on the locals and excluding them and these kind of things. They don't want us to come like that. They want us to come and actually make Ghana our home and, bring resources, bring our skills, enhance the situation that's on the continent. They don't want us to come and make it worse. But some people, that is what fuels it. That's why, Go Black to Africa's video is going viral without both sides of the story. If you watch that video, which many of you guys forwarded that video to me, many of you forwarded to Sister Ya, I'm sure other YouTubers probably will to Maya. I know Eco Simpson, he did a very excellent video getting into the details of the situation. Both parties, he went and interviewed both parties, which is what should be done. If you're going to be reporting on things like that, you should actually get to the whole story. You can't just take one person's side of the story and be like, oh my goodness, this is what happened, and then start drawing conclusions and then start making, assumptions and clickbait and all of this stuff. So I actually shared Eco's video on my community tab because I think this is how it needs to be done. And of course, it's not as it seems. There was a lot of details left out in the sensational video that has gone viral, and that's because some diasporans want the narrative of us being unwanted on this continent to be true. You know, for the diasporans of us that are enterprising on this continent, you got to know that we have counterparts back in the West that don't want us to win over here, guys. They want us to fall flat on our face. They want everything to blow up so that they can tell us, yeah, that's right. We knew it was never going to work out. Thanks, GBL. Another YouTuber's live at the moment, and he's letting me know he came to see me. I appreciate that. Big shout outs to the family. Frank says, we don't burn bridges to your ancestors' villages. Some diasporas can tolerate it to America, but when it comes to Africa, it's forbidden. Prince Ayoko's in the building. Big shout outs to the family. Janelle, what's up, what's up, what's up? Frank says, Ghana remains Ghana since creation, and you can't change it. If you don't like a particular country, guys, diasporans, if you don't like a particular country, let's say you come to Ghana and you're like, yo, the hype is too much. It's too expensive. You know, I'm not feeling it. It's getting kind of commercial, blah, blah, blah. Then I welcome you to tour the continent. Please do. You may find that, oh, wow, I really like Senegal. You know what I'm saying? I'm into Zanzibar. I love Tanzania. It's beautiful. Oh, you know, Rwanda is more my speed. Very progressive country. Very clean, you know, whatever. You know, but you can't come to those conclusions unless you tour. Okay, you go to different nations, unless you verse yourself, become educated. You know, if you're a business owner, quite frankly, it may be better to go somewhere that's not popular. You know, again, O'Shea and I have this conversation all the time, and I tell him for his media empire, I think it's excellent that he's creating it in Uganda. He's running unopposed. He doesn't have any competition. Versus here in Ghana, you have a lot of people trying to do media. You have a lot of YouTubers and all this kind of stuff. You know, that's not the case coming out of Uganda, which means he has the option to dominate the market because there's no competition. Nobody's trying to upstage him or anything like that. When you're doing business, these are things that you want, you know, unless you have the infrastructure to handle, you know, a very competitive market, you know, because what is formerly local here in Ghana is now becoming international. Okay, you're having these big companies trying to get their stake in Ghana, and that means that the little guy is going to face fierce competition or maybe even be kicked out of the race altogether. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? Amazing Tribe, I see you there. Thank you. Good evening. What's up? What's up? Jerome is in the building. Yes. Janelle says some people haven't even left the U.S. and hear a story in Africa and they hate the whole continent, but excuse all the mess they've done. And that's it. That's what I'm saying. For the sob stories that you're going to hear from Ghana, from the scam stories you're going to hear from Ghana, from the land disputes you're going to hear about from Ghana, how many success stories? You know, you can actually go to Wodomaya's channel and find hundreds of stories of diasporians flourishing on this continent, doing big things on this continent. But a lot of our people would rather focus on, oh, there was this one guy, there was this one person. I'm gonna tell you right now, there are thousands of diasporians here in Ghana right now. Okay, the number is going up every day as people continue to come here. These sob stories are not the majority of the diaspora. Not even close to half. Probably, like I said, maybe 10, 15% at the most of diasporans. And naturally, when you trace back their stories, okay, I got scammed for the green card. I got involved in a land deal. My business partner was shady. A lot of it comes from, as I said, a lack of due diligence. Okay, you met this guy on Facebook Messenger. Again, he's got six packs. You got jelly rolls. There's like a 20-year age gap or something like that. And you don't think there's nothing suspicious. You meet him. Day 2, he's telling you he loves you. Okay. Then day 3, day 4, he's telling you about all his problems, how he doesn't have money, how his family's sick. Hello. Day 6, he's telling you about his dreams to move to America, move to UK. Red flags all over the place. Okay. Somebody slides in your DM and says, hey, I saw your post in this diaspora chat room. Red flag. I can help you find an apartment, start a business. I can help you find land. Red flag. No. Go with someone trusted. We have members of the African Superstar family that are seeking land in Ghana. All right. I recommended someone who I know is trusted. We've already had purchases from people on our channel within the last 2 weeks that have sent money to Ghana. Okay. The land documents have been drafted and then shipped back to them in their various locations. That's how you can flourish if you operate with trusted individuals. That's it. You've got to determine, is this person legitimate to involve myself with? Because naturally they will say that they can do this and do that, and they will fail to deliver. Big shout out to the family. Yes. Jackie's here. Debbie's here. Jay's View is here. Jay's View did the calculation. So 10,000 Ghana shillings. Ugandan shillings is $3 USD. Thank you for that. Prince Ayoko says the African continent is big. Where you feel comfortable is home. Ghana is okay for Ghanaians and people who are okay to live in Ghana. That's it. So if you come here and it ain't working out for you, by all means, I encourage you, tour the continent. You may go to, you might be someone who, for instance, practices Islam. Okay. Then you go to Senegal and you're like, oh my God, this is it. You know what I mean? Where there's a sizable Muslim population. You might go to Egypt and you're like, wow, this is it. You got that whole Arabic world. You go to Gambia or you go to Morocco and you're just like, oh, I love this. You know what I mean? Or you're someone who really loves like a lot of wildlife. There's a lot of wildlife in Kenya, for instance. They got the big 5. You can go see the giraffes. There's the national park, Serengeti National Park, where the animals roam, and it's all up to you what it is that you need. But don't come here to Ghana or observe Ghana and say, Ghana's not that. Some people are trying to use Ghana as an excuse because they're not about that life. Okay? They're not really ready to solve their problems. They're not really ready to migrate. So they're going to use whatever grounds they can to disqualify the continent, disqualify Ghana, say, well, I was thinking about going to Africa, but after all this YouTube videos I saw, that's it. I'm just going to draw the line. Someone who is really serious about their freedom would not be deterred by one person's situation, because they would say, well, that person, that's their outcome. But maybe they didn't take the necessary steps. Maybe they didn't do this. Maybe they didn't do that. And me, I'm not going to be in that situation because I'm going to put these things into place to prevent it. People are getting scammed left and right here in Ghana, but not me. And the reason not me, because I'm taking the safeguards. I'm using logic. I'm using common sense. I'm using my resources. I actually feel that a lot of times when people are very urgent with things, that's another pro tip for scammers. Okay. Very urgent. They need it right now. They need whatever they need right now. They need you to drop everything. This is a once in a lifetime deal. I need the money. I need your consent. I need to do this. I need to do that. They want you to get involved before you have time to think about it, before you have time to negotiate whether or not you really want to do it, before you have all the details. They're trying to get you in fast and quick. Okay. With other legitimate processes, you can actually say, you know what, let me give myself a little time, to consult my team or, my partner. Let me think it over. Let me look through the details of this and draw your own conclusion. That person is going to feel confident in the offer that they put on the table. So they say, you know what, that's fine. Go ahead, review the documents. Let me know what you think, whatever you think. They're not even hungry or thirsty for whether or not you're going to participate, because the person knows that, hey, I have a quality option here. If this person doesn't take it, I'll pitch it to other people. Okay. But when it's all that pressure and it's all that, oh my goodness, right here, right now, that is a red flag, guys. Don't fall for it. What's up? Big shout out to Amazing Tree is representing for the family and telling you guys to like, share, subscribe to the channel and all of that, and super chat as well. Thank you. Shop at the website as well. Buy the music. Hello. Jay's Views in the building. Black beauty always. Debbie says people in the West are scammers. Oh my God. How many of you guys remember during the COVID lockdowns, people were doing those susus? I lost $500 in one of them susus. Susus popped up. People was scamming all day long, and it was happening right in America. People was getting their PPP money, their EIDLs, their grants from the government, their stimulus checks, and bam, all the scammers popped up in America and took advantage of that. Portia Fisher, it was good to see you. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? What's up? Otsik says, continue the good work. Thank you so much. We're behind you live. We'll support you in the near future. Watching you from Manchester, UK. Big shout outs to the family. I mean, I just gotta call it out. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't want it to be that way. I want my peer group to be more critical and mature and intellectual. But some of you guys are just doing stupid things. And because you don't also want to take the blame of the dumb things that you've done, then you want to blame scammers. You want to blame Ghana. You want to blame Africa for whatever is happening. Okay? Instead of sorting out your affairs and doing the right thing. You know, we all like things that look good and feel good and sound good. But guess what? If it's too good to be true, I'm telling you, if it's too good to be true, I'm not even going to say 9 times out of 10. It's too good to be true. Okay? Usually when you make that assessment, it's too good to be true. It's too perfect. There's no downsides to this thing. Then you know what time it is. You know, we're adults now, guys. We've been on this merry-go-round more than once. You should be able to identify some stuff, especially if you're coming here to the continent and you started associating with continental Africans, having conversations with your boat drivers or, you know, people you meet at the gym or whatever. You will start to see some of the things, some of the similarities, some of the red flags. You should have a more command, let's say, in like a year's time than what you had when you first came here. And if you don't, then again, you are failing because you know that to be successful, some level of integration is necessary. You've got to know what's happening in your surroundings to also prevent the scamming and to prevent people from opportuning on you. Let's just, I'm going to give you an example. Big shout out to the family. Guys, like the streams, support the streams. Now, let's just say that, let me give you this example. Let's say that you are an elderly person, okay? You walking around with a clear briefcase full of money, okay? Everybody can see them stacks on stacks on stacks. You're old, okay? You look a little old. You look a little tired. You look a little weak. Maybe you got a limp in your step, okay? Vultures are going to start coming around trying to opportune on you. What you want to prevent is being so visibly vulnerable. The locals will, to effect, understand that you don't know the language in some cases. They will think that you don't know cultural norms. They will assume that you are on holidays, that you don't live here, that you don't know the demographics. Okay? These are some of the ways that you start to break down your vulnerabilities to be scammed because you start versing yourself in this stuff. And that way, when the scam is approaching you, you're like, ooh, this is a scam. And you don't get involved. But we've got people that are literally coming here. All their cards are on the table. They're open book. They divulge too much information. That's another thing. Our people talk so much, just divulging all unnecessary information. You know, these things are going to put you in a precarious situation. Opportunists are going to take advantage when they know the opportunity is there. Your job is to protect your resources that they can't necessarily, that not to say it still can, you can be touched, but that we want to lessen your probabilities of experiencing those things. Big shout out to family. Jackie said, Eco Simpson made a very good response video. Absolutely. I shared it on the community tab. A lot of you guys have been reaching out to me regarding this Cape Coast land situation. And obviously, I could not diplomatically speak on it because I don't know all the details. But ECO actually went, had an audience with both the parties, did the research on the land, and got to the bottom of it. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? Son of Knox says, I saw that propaganda story and knew it was all clickbait and lie. And you know, again, like I said, it goes without saying that the continent has negatives and positives. Okay, it goes without saying. But we must analyze these people that are supposed to be promoters of the continent, proponents of the continent, lovers of the continent. If their content or their perspective of the continent and continental people is always bad, it's always negative, they have a large platform, and that's what they come up with under the guises of, I just want to inform you, I just want to keep it real. You need to analyze those folks. Because, again, despite the challenges you're going to face here on the continent, what is your alternative in America? What is your alternative? What is your alternative? Go ahead and cancel Ghana, cancel Nigeria, take them out your equation, cancel Kenya, cancel Senegal. It doesn't change the reality that you're facing in America. You see, you still are in dire straits. What's the movement? If Africa is not the movement for the diaspora, what's the movement? You tell me. I want to know. You find them fault with the refuge place. You find them fault with the obvious options. You know, but what's your proposal? You see, when I talk about this, I always come with that. I say, guys, this and this and this is happening, and my suggestion is, and what I think this is a potential solution, and what I did, that's how I move. But you should be very leery of people that just present the problem and provide no solutions. They're going to discourage you from taking action. Verbatim in that video, he said, this is why I discourage people from buying land in Ghana. So what's your alternative, sir? Just because you don't feel like buying land here, you're advising people that they shouldn't? What's your alternative in the West? What is their alternative? What is the safer alternative on the continent? If they shouldn't settle in Ghana, where should they go? I personally don't agree with buying land here in Ghana, but I think maybe Kenya, Tanzania, Senegal, based on my travels, it might be a better fit. There's a lot of land in Namibia or Zambia. Or you see, there's always got to be a problem and a solution from someone who is really a leader and someone who's really effective. Yes. Okay. Simply stating the problem without posing any potential solutions is non-productive behavior. Big shout out to the family. What's up, Hope? In the building. Son of Knox says Black folks speak their own destruction into reality. What's up, Queen Bee Africa? I see you. Son of Knox says it's all self-hate, some with all Black people all over the world, including Africans. What's up, Eternal Blossom? Facts. Look, Jay's views fesses up. Says, I got caught up in that Asebu situation. Funny thing was, it was an African American that also got money from me and didn't produce. It was my fault. I still love Ghana in return. There are a lot of diasporans that are scamming here in Ghana. I've heard of several. I know some of my personal friends that have been scammed by some of these YouTubers, for instance. Taking money in the guises of land deals and not delivering. You know, offering consultations, not delivering. And those are your own folks. Hello, from the diaspora. But you ain't blowing them up. Hello. But anything that goes down here on the continent, you want to start slamming continental Africans. You want to start slamming various countries. It's irresponsible, guys. And I applaud Jay because Jay took responsibility and said, you know what? It was my fault. You know, maybe she saw the red signs, the red flags. I know she's heard, don't do business over online with these people you don't know. Don't send money to people you don't know in countries you've never been. I know she heard all that and she went against it. And what happened? But I do applaud her for at least not casting the blame. She said, hey, it was my fault. Big shout outs. Debbie says, people from the West have to get used to not living the microwave life on the continent. And this is facts too. Keep it real, Frank. This is another reason that people are really mad at some of the diasporans that are here. It's because they can't also come. They feel like deep down inside they're missing out. They see people having fun and chilling and partying, getting married, traveling, relaxing. They look good. They're losing weight. They're healthier. And they're stuck in their Western environment. They're stuck in the land of opportunity. They're stuck out there in UK and Germany. And they're pissed at us because we're here. Okay, so they also want to tear it down. They want to tear down the African option because they cannot utilize the African option. Big shout out to the family. Portia says, facts. Eternal Blossom says, I got scammed in those Black American susus. Yeah, me too. I didn't do that $80 board. I did that big board. $500. Me and my sister put $500, I believe, up out of our stimulus money into one of them susus, and we never got it back. Big shout out to the family. Love to travel. I see you there. Eternal Blossom says people need to take accountability for themselves and actions. Woo! Turn up the volume. Can you guys turn up the volume with some super chats? Hello. This is it. If you feel Eternal Blossom part. People need to take accountability for themselves and actions. Always want to play the blame game without doing self-analysis. You know, crazy. You, a whole grown-up adult, doing things, making decisions, okay? Doing things such as buying a one-way ticket to Ghana when you've never been here, don't know any Ghana food, don't speak the language, don't know anybody except that person you met on Facebook Messenger, Tinder, you know, Instagram, TikTok, you know, that one super fine guy, super fine girl. Now you done booked a ticket, traded it all, and came here. It sounds like a fairy tale, and it's been a recipe for a scam for millions of people, but somehow you did it without apprehension. And that's not Ghana's fault. That's not Nigeria's fault. That's your fault. Okay? You met this guy, man of your dreams, online, and you got to question it. It's not to say that it couldn't maybe potentially work, but you should be on the side of discretion because you know that this stuff is happening at a high frequency. You've kind of got to look at this individual and say, okay, you got to demonstrate to me that you are not that, because that is what many people are getting caught up in. You know, instead of saying, no, he's the exception, she's the exception, African superstar, you just hating on me because, okay, well, go ahead. Do whatever. But all I'm going to say, because, you know, I love Ghana. All right. This is my home. I love Ghana. I'm protective of Ghana. Don't put your bad behavior on Ghana. Okay. Ghana is underperforming in some ways. Ghana is problematic in some ways. There are a lot of issues here that, you know, situations with the ongoing government. I'm not going to disregard those things. But when you make it a foolish move, that's you. That's not Ghana. Thanks, Jay's Views, for that super chat. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Big shout out to the family in the building. Prince Ayoko says negativity can't take us nowhere. It's either you come to Africa with a positive mindset or remain in the West with your negative and polluted mind. We are enjoying our peace in Ghana. Love to Travel says, yes, some African Americans can scam you as well. I'm going to be honest. African Americans, they are on the scam train with this whole diaspora thing. There's been more than one. A lot of it is land scams, you know, because they may be involved with trying to sell land that is not litigation free, and or they don't know the laws in the land. They don't, you know, and or they're just taking money and not delivering. They're making promises and not delivering, you know, offering services and not delivering. That's always the biggest problem in anywhere, is the dishonesty that I've talked about on several videos. If you are offering a service, deliver that thing. Don't let anybody be able to say you did not deliver whatever it is that you said that you were going to give. Okay? Be specific. There's a reason some of you guys ask me for consultations. Okay? Some of you might text me or ask me on Facebook Messenger, and I say, send me an email with consultation in the line. We then have the email trail of how this transaction is going down. Okay? I'm going to tell you it's $100 fee, and I need your specific details, and then I'm going to provide you that service. Okay? You're going to buy stuff from the afrikansuperstar.com. You're going to get a tracking number, and then you're going to get a product. Okay? You're going to purchase my music, and then you're going to get the music access to listen to it or download it. Simple. Okay? Deliver on whatever it is that you're selling. If you were, we wouldn't have all these scams. Some people get out there on a limb and start making promises that they cannot deliver. You got people that's been on the continent for 5 minutes telling you they can get you this and get you that. They ain't plugged in. And let me just say this as well. Hello. Thank you, Janelle, for supporting on the channel with your super chat. I see you, sweetheart. Big shout outs to the family sending tangible love and support on this channel. We got over 70 of you, and I appreciate the handful of you that know how to make it tangible. Big shout outs to African Superstar family. Damn, and I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. The people that's been here 5 minutes. Another pro tip. Hello. Do your favorite YouTubers, do they have any African friends or family? Do you see them integrating at all? Because quite frankly, if you don't see that element in these people, which many people, again, I can call some of their names. You know, we have folks like Art Kathy, okay? We have some of these other people. They seem to not integrate with the locals. They seem to even have a negative perspective of the locals. That begs the question, when they're offering you various services in these countries, who are they plugged in with? Because it's going to be the locals, it's going to be the Ghanaians, it's going to be the government that helps them get access to do whatever they want to do. For instance, if they're selling you land and they don't have any connections with locals, how exactly are they doing that? Okay, the land a lot of times is going to be allocated through the local chiefs. That's why you see some of these diasporians, like, you know, I know, you know, some people, they're very plugged into their local chiefs and things like that. They've been gifted land and things like that. That's a good indicator. Okay, this person, you know, may be in a position to do the things that they say they can do because they're actually integrating on the continent. Because if you don't integrate on the continent, your business ventures will fail. Okay, the diaspora in many ways is very dysfunctional. Are they going to solely support your business? Huh? You come in here and marketing a business purely to the diaspora. Is the diaspora going to support your business? If you were smart, you would definitely want to capture, you would want to market your business to all of the people in your demographic. And actually, more specifically, Ghanaians. If you're here doing business in Ghana, you definitely want to have something to offer them because they're the majority of the country. Duh. Pro tip. Does your favorite YouTuber have an audience with African people of that nature? You guys see how Ghana loves your African superstar. Hello. You see Ghanaians all the time on my channel, supporting in the comments, sending donations. You see them repping me, showing a lot of love. Okay, that's a good indication. Okay, Gina's in Ghana And not only does she have the attention of the diaspora, but she's also integrated with the locals of that nation. You know, that is a very important thing to have. But some of your favorite diasporians and some of your favorite scammers, they don't have that. And it's very obvious they don't have that. And that's why you shouldn't send your money to them or do business with them if they're not tried and true. All right, all right, all right. Love to travel. You have me on that part. Big shout outs. What's up? Frank says, sometimes I regret as Ghanaian invited some diasporians now that prices of houses went up and a lot of complaints. Well, you know, that's part of it. That's part of it, definitely. What's up, Nikki? Big shout outs to the family. Please make sure you like the stream. I'll be wrapping up soon. What's up, Mind, Body, and Soul TV? Please make sure we get the lights up. We have over 70 of you here. And today's topic is, if you don't like Ghana, go find somewhere else. Stop wasting time and getting online and making stupid videos. Okay, if Ghana's overrated, you don't like Ghana, Ghana's a scamming country, blah, blah, blah. Go somewhere else. Why are you still coming here? Why are you here every 5 minutes? Why do you keep coming back to Ghana? Huh? That actually makes you a hypocrite. Okay, because you slam this and that, but you always there. Why are you always there? There are a lot of things I don't like. People I don't like. Food I don't like. Restaurants I don't like. I don't keep frequenting there and then coming here and saying, oh yeah, I love it, I love it. No. Question these people, guys. Analyze these people. The track record has the red flags for you. Okay? Blatant anomalies that don't make sense. Okay? Some people, again, not in your position to make the moves that you're ready to make or that you're making. So they also want to discourage you and try to make you second guess your decision to the continent. Any Westerner that has been considering the continent, I encourage you not to be distracted by these erroneous attacks. Okay? Come and make your decision for yourself. Do your own research, do your own analysis, you know, get to the bottom of it. Big shout out to family. Melanin Movement says that shouldn't limit us. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? What's up? Noel says Black African peoples are so self-hated that it makes me sick. We need to kick out some Black African peoples. What's up, Isesa? I see the family. Hey, Philippe, what's up? It's been a long time I've seen you. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's so good to see you. Yeah, you know, people was hustling with them susus. A lot of people in here probably got. I mean, a lot of us was getting the WhatsApp messages, the emails. All you got to do, put $800 in or put $80 in, you'll get $800 in 2 weeks when your name comes up in the middle. A lot of people got scammed, you know. People were opportuning big time on that. A susu it's sometimes it's called a blessing wheel. And basically it derives from the Caribbean and Africa. It's like a saving system. So really what happens is, you know, you put money in and eventually you're supposed to get the money that you put in eventually as a savings tactic. But people were using it kind of like a pyramid scheme. So it's like, okay, you put in $80 and then at the end of 2 weeks, it's going to turn into $800. So people naturally were falling for this, putting their money in and getting nothing out of it. And if you don't know anything about it, you can Google blessing wheels or susus or susu scams, and you will see, because it was rampant during when the stimulus checks were coming out and the EIDL and the PPP, you know, when those things were going on during COVID. The same exact time, these people were coming out with these susus and investment options and all these kind of pyramid schemes, and they were capitalizing, and all that stuff went on in America. But I don't see Go Black to Africa talking about that. Hello. I don't see our Kathy talking about that. Matter of fact, our Kathy, she's been real quiet. She ain't been talking about a lot anymore. Big shout out to the family. Amazing Tribe says, Susu is some type of pyramid schemes masquerading as Susus are illegal, but the informal clubs are not. Yeah, people were really taking advantage of that back in the days. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? What's up? GI says, please talk about the expats who run out of money and turn petty criminals, working with locals to scam newcomer expats. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that, again, they do not take the information provided to them. When you come to the continent, please have determined your source of income. Okay? Either you are going to work remotely, you are going to be an entrepreneur. If you are going to be an entrepreneur, then obviously you know that means that you come with some kind of safety net. You know, you should be able to operate your business like 6 to 12 months without a profit potentially. You don't know the market. You don't know. Come with your living expenses. You have children. You know, emergencies can happen. Emergency travel can happen. But again, people decide, oh, I'm going to buy this ticket on the wave, year of return. I know what African, Superstar said, and I know what Dinah said. I know what O'Shea said, but you know what? They're just haters. I'm better. I'm smarter. I can do whatever. They come here. They run out of their stimulus, run out of their, PPP, whatever, run out of their tax return. And then it's like struggle life. And then it's like the reason I left Ghana video. I got to leave Ghana. The reason I'm moving back to the U.S. in 2 months. Because you were ill-prepared. Hello. You were ill-prepared. Unforeseen things can happen. And matter of fact, if you're a world traveler, you understand that and you actually build in contingencies so that, okay, if this does happen, what's my backup plan? Because when you're making a move, you should have that in mind. You can't just be thinking it's going to be happily ever after. Some of you are moving because you're starting relationships on the continent with people you don't know. You're planning on coming here, getting married. You're planning on living with these people and you don't know them. And when you come here, you get the reality. And now it's like, oops, what am I going to do now? I built my whole opinion on the fact I was going to be with this person. They were going to help me. They were going to help me with housing. And now I'm here. None of this stuff is here. What am I going to do? Big shout out to the family. Eternal Blossom says, I was scammed by a Black American in Ghana. I promise I won't be scammed again. I'm sure you've learned from that situation, sweetie. We've talked about it quite a bit. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Noel says Ghana should start kicking out those deadbeat people. Well, as it stands, money talks. If these people are bringing industry and building and bringing money, they're not causing trouble. These people that you're talking about, they know how to institute their agendas quietly. Okay? They're not asking the government for automatic citizenship. They're not telling people what they should do. They're not having YouTube beef and all this kind of BS that we do, while at the same time, they're strategically positioning themselves. Okay? They're like, hey, people could dislike us all we want, but guess what? If we have an interest in this country, we have land in this country, we have businesses in the country, we have footing here, and the diaspora doesn't, guess who's going to trump who? And that's why diasporans got to get out of the mindset about race so much and think about physically implementation, making the talk come to life. That's how you do. If you don't want to see other people take over Ghana or Africa, then you have to offset it. It's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. If the African migrants want their homeland to remain a place of refuge for them and their people, you better start occupying your lands right now. Even if you can't be here, even if you don't know when you can be here, go ahead, but you can afford whatever. Go ahead and buy that 50 acres. Go ahead and do whatever investment that you want to do, whatever. Go ahead and do it just to offset someone else from getting it. Just to offset. That's what they would do to you. If the shoe was on the other foot, that's exactly what they would do to you. They wouldn't apologize for occupying the space so that you couldn't get in. They do it all the time. Gentrification in America. Okay? They come to urban neighborhoods. They start buying up dilapidated buildings. And guess what they do? They kick out the locals. The locals moan and complain and do protest and cry. And guess what? They still get moved the hell up out of the places. Why? Because the money talks. The people that bought the property say, hey, they evict so-and-so. They raise the price so those people can no longer afford to stay there. And voila, we need to do the same thing. Very obvious, very smart, very simple to do. We have a massive diaspora in the world. Massive. You know, if even 20, 30% of Ghanaian diaspora decided, you know what, I want to own a piece of land in my country. I'm out here abroad, I'm buying land. I'm buying 10 acres, I'm buying 5 acres. You know, I'm sure a sizable amount of Ghanaians abroad already have lands from family. But if that was your mindset, and guess what? Even if you bought the land, let's say when the land gets finished, okay, and these foreigners want to buy land, guess what? You can also profit. They can be like, oh, I want this land. You can give them a crazy ass price and say, hey, if you want my land, you got to pay my price. And benefit off of it, you know? But I firmly believe the majority of Ghana should belong to Ghanaians and Africans and diasporans, you know? But that's only going to be the case if we make it be the case. If we spend our time on YouTube hashing it out and talking about our opinions and not taking no action, at the end of the day, they're going to be busy taking action while we're busy being emotional, as it's always been. You know, I know all of us diasporans that's here, one of our biggest wishes or even regrets, if you want to say that, is that we weren't investing in the continent previously when things were cheaper. We're like, damn, I could have already bought land. I could have already did this. I wish I would have known. So now I'm telling those of you outside as well, invest in land. Do it now. Big shout out to the family. Philippe asks a very poignant question. I kind of went over this in the live stream, but he says, what do you think is the #1 thing that could reduce the amount of land scams and bad business deals? Going through a trusted individual, you know, going through someone who can deliver on the things that they promise and has a long track record. Okay. Not doing erroneous deals with people online that you don't know and things like that. You know, you need to, as I do, I don't do business without someone. I can personally reference someone for every facet of business I do here in Ghana. My hairdresser came recommended to me. My makeup artist came recommended to me. My videographer came recommended to me. The people that built my custom furniture came recommended to me. Everything that I do is done through a recommendation. People that can physically say, yeah, this person has done a good job, you know, for me, or this person did my event, or this person did this service for me. I personally don't just trust finding someone and them telling me what they can do and them not delivering, unless in that case, seeing their own track record. So let's say, for instance, you're thinking about custom furniture. All right, random, but yeah. Let's say you're thinking about custom furniture and you go to the customer. We have these carpenters on the roadside here in Ghana, probably many places in Africa. And you go there and you see his handiwork. You see what he's made. He's like, I've made all these furniture pieces. Okay. Then you can determine, you can check the quality. You can look at it. Maybe you can, you know, you see other people shopping there and they're like, oh yeah, I bought furniture here in the past. They're really good. And then even though it's your first time doing business with that person, You're still checking their track record. They're still coming recommended through people that have done business with them. That is very, very important, Philippe. And I think that would be the difference, because a lot of people that are getting scammed by people they don't know well. They don't have a track record, and they're trusting these people because they feel like they can trust them. Maybe they have an online persona or whatever. But I think, going through someone well recommended is a way to cut down on a lot of these scamming and all of this. Big shout out to the family. All right, guys. Frank also makes an important point. Demolition of houses have also happened to native Ghanaians too. People should not look at it because maybe you are not from Ghana. And furthermore, there is a process which is in effect all over the world. It's called eminent domain. Some of you guys have heard of eminent domain. They use it when they want to like widen roads, or sometimes they take properties back, or they pay the owners for property and evict them or whatever. And it basically means that, hey, if the government zones this land, they can take it under the legal guise, constitution, whatever, for use, whatever. Eminent domain is available wherever. Now, again, I don't know all the specifics of the case. I just have seen, the videos you guys have sent to me and whatnot. But, I already knew when I first heard the story. I want to hear both sides of the story. I want to get the details, because obviously it can't just be like that. And again, Sister Ya pointed out, I was recently with her. We did a vlog the other day. I'm going to post it soon. For all the thousands of diasporans living here in Ghana, buying land, building, how many of these stories do you hear? If this was rampant, we would hear about it. So we shouldn't take one situation that we don't even have both sides of the story and make that the measure. Oh, they don't want Black Americans in Ghana. They're crashing down their properties and this and that and the other. From what I understand, the structures that got demolished were not even erected by the people that were living there. Those structures were already on the land when they took the lease. But they're making it like, oh yeah, we've made such an investment to this land and we built. And that's not necessarily the truth, but we need to get all the details. What's up, family? Well, I mean, I can only speak on Ghana. I have someone who is, very well versed in it, had a lot of successful land deals. And if you're interested in land or you have specific questions, I can get you in contact with that person and so on and so forth. The process is probably different depending on the countries. And so that's what requires you doing the research. It's not a go online and click a couple buttons and buy. It's a process, and it can be different. So, but I do have a vlog coming out about, more land related topics. So that will come out in the future. But if you want specific things now, CH, feel free to email me at afrikansuperstar.com and we can go from there, getting those questions answered for you. You ain't going to hear from her, girl. You ain't going to hear from her, because the tail's between the legs after making all that noise and causing all that, commotion. Bam, quiet, and that's how you know. Shout out to the family. What's up, Michael? I see you in the building. Big shout out to WR. Says some open positive criticism is okay, yet it is quite illogical to keep crying about something you don't like, but never take a positive move to avoid what is despised. You said it all, WR. I could just... Bob Fisher, this is the African superstar, okay? Do you see that face? Do you see any similarities? Yes, this is my logo. I'm the one and only African superstar. Ain't no damn Dallas Cowboys up in here. There is an African superstar. The one and only, baby. Yes. All right, family. I'm wrapping up now. I've been online for over an hour now. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? Valencia. I see you there. I don't want to miss you. Enigmatic Scorpio says, if you don't like Ghana, go elsewhere. Folks are making it seem like Ghana is the only place they can go. It's just so ridiculous. Big shout out to the family. All right, guys. I hope I didn't miss any of you. But if I did, don't take it personal. We have a lot of comments in the chat room. We had over 76 of you currently here. So please forgive me if I did not get your comment. As it stands, Anthony, no. I'm in the savings. I'm in the savings category for my lands. So yes, that's something that I definitely plan to do. But as of now, no. But I have someone that's very trusted that I would want to go through. Several people have been through, and that's obviously my homegirl, Sister Ya. So again, anyone with land-related inquiries here in Ghana, again, I don't endorse anybody. You guys can probably, recall that I don't ever, it's very rare for me to advertise to you guys or suggest that you go with anyone. Anyone that I would potentially bring before you is someone that I myself have either done business with or would do business with. And I do that because, again, the track record thing, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys have any of those questions or concerns, feel free to email me, afrikansuperstar@gmail.com, and I'll get you the important information. All right, family. Thanks so much for your attention today. Just a brief message from my sponsors, and then we will wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only African Superstar proudly presents the release of her first EP entitled For Every Action, There Is a Reaction, as well as this music video, which is available here on YouTube for the title track. The track is also available for streaming on all download platforms, and the EP is exclusively available for purchase at bandcamp.com. Please support independent artists, and please support your African Superstar. Until we meet again. Big shout out to the family. Yes. Andrew, I see you there. Bro, what do you need to know all my details? You don't need to know where I want to get my land at. I don't know where I'm going to get my land. When I have the money saved up, I'll decide. But I have an idea where I want to be at. And hopefully when I get prepared, it's still available. If not, I have to look elsewhere. So I can't really say. I'm not in the market of buying land anytime soon. I need to raise the money. I've been having other pressing things such as my music, travel, my YouTube getting shut down. I had a lot of setbacks happen in the last couple of years that impacted my plans to acquire land. So right now, I can't say. Y'all getting too far in the future. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Okay? I'm just trying my best. Day by day. Bukur. That's it. All right, family. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.